Hello, in today's video we will be playing Physical. First we'll make team with Razor and Mika to test our damage, and then no matter what we will try to beat Spyral Abyss with Physical Razor. Is Physical teams are dead right now? Let's find out. Mika, dedicated physical support, and somehow happened that I have him at C6. And there is a problem. I don't have Eula, and I'm not planning pulling for her. Right now I'm saving my Prima gems for Fontaine. And if we look at Eula's banner, we have Razor here. And Razor was designed to be physical carry. Yes, his strongest team right now Aggravate / Hyper Bloom, but today no matter what, we will make Physical Razor work. And of course Mika will help us with that. So we would need to beat Hardest Spyral Abyss with Physical Razor. But first we need to test our damage. And we're starting with Solar Razor. We need our baseline, so we're starting with Solar Razor. It's to understand how every support is buffing. And first let's look at his build. For the weapon we'll be using Serpent Spine. For artifacts I went full Gladiator, it's because Razor's Assassin stat is physical damage bonus, and we're getting diminishing returns on this stat. And on my account with my artifacts with Gladiator we are doing more damage. He is Constellation 6, and with the talents age 1111. For the stats we have 1700 attack, and crit ratio is H34 164. And I would say this is pretty solid build. And what damage we are expecting with these investments? Starting with Razor skill to activate bars, Razor's burst, starting normal attacks 9000, 8000, 10,000, last hit 13,000. 13k last hit. So damage between 9 and 13k, and I would say this is pretty solid. But it's only if you are playing him in overall. So let's start buff our Razor. Dedicated physical support. Of course we are adding Mika because the whole video about this duo. And we are starting with Mika's build. For the weapon he is using Favonius for energy battery. Artifacts full Noblesse with HP. Constellation 6 with the talents age 1111. And the main stat that we need is HP 37k. And 150 energy recharge. This is enough with Favonius and C4. But what buffs besides Noblesse he will give us? First, Superconduct to resist physical resistance. Second, 23 attack speed with talent level 11. He will feel defensive role with his healing. And he will give us physical damage bonus. But not much, because it's almost impossible to gain all stacks. And with his C6 we're getting 60% physical crit damage. And this one is huge. So let's see how much damage improvement we're getting with C6 Mika. Starting with Mika's burst, Mika's skill, Razor skill, Razor's burst, starting normal attacks, 70k first hit, and the last 24. Pretty nice numbers. On some attacks we've got more than 100% damage increase, but the damage is still not there. So let's go further. Dedicated normal attack buffer. Most of our damage comes from normal attacks, so of course Eugen will be here. Her buff is a big flat damage bonus increase, based from her defense. And recently I've got some of her constellations, and with C2 we'll get another 15% normal attack damage. And another good thing that her buffs will be further amplified by Mika's buffs. So let's see how much improvement we've got. Starting with Eugen's skill, Eugen's burst, Mika's burst, Mika's skill, Razor's skill, Razor's burst, and now normal attacks. 30k first, 37k last. Wow, that was huge, that was nice. Damage is here, but unfortunately buffs run out pretty fast, and we wasn't able to one-cycle the boss. But we can amplify our damage even further. Open slot. As the last teammate you actually can use any support, depends on your needs. You can use C5 Bennett for attack buff, but mine is C6 so I cannot do that. You can use Zhongli as shielder and support. You can use any sub DPS to increase Tip's overall damage. And you can even use Nahida for some aggravates. But we will go with Yelan. Her 50% damage bonus buff is really huge. And if we give her Elegy for the end, we will have another 20% attack buff. So now let's see at our maximum damage. So starting with Yeon's skill, Yeon's burst, Eugen's skill, Eugen's burst, Mika's burst, Mika's skill, Razor using skill to activate buffs, Razor using burst, 34k first hit, and 46k last hit. And another last hit, 47k, nice, damage really good, 37k last hit, and we was able to one cycle the boss. The damage is decent, but there is a problem, and we will talk about this problem a little bit later. So let's move to the Spyral Abyss. So here we have our dream team, but the problem is we cannot use it in Spyral Abyss, in most chambers of Spyral Abyss, and we actually will use different team for each chamber. And for the first one we need crowd control. And of course I decided to go with Kazuha, and I thought this will be enough. But from the first try I understand this is not working. And the problem was Whopper Flowers. Yunjin for some reason has a lot of pushback on her skills. Razor was overloading Pyro ones and they were flying everywhere. But Razor was really good against Metal Doritos. His AoE was enough to beat them together. Then I decided to go with Venti because of his stronger crowd control. But Razor cannot reach enemies in Venti's burst. So I decided let someone else beat Whopper Flowers and Razor will deal with Doritos. So for this chamber we're switching Yunjin for Lisa. And for the second half we're of course going Nahida's National. So let's see how it went. So we're getting energy recharge, nice. Waiting Serpent Spine stacks. So let's go. And we're starting with Razor's Hold. Then Kazuha using crowd control. And Lisa placing her burst and immediately starting to restore energy. So, after that, we're switching to Kazuha again, using Kazuha's skill, Kazuha using crowd control again, and they are almost done. So let's use Mika, let's make couple of attacks with Razor, and first wave of Whopper Flowers is finished. Alright, applying Electra. So, waiting Lisa's burst, Kazuha using crowd control, and they're basically good. Lisa recovering energy. Alright, Kazuha using burst, and let's finish them. Let's finish them. They're everywhere. But this is not a problem. Kazuha groups them and we're beating last one with Razor. And recovering our energy for the Metal Doritos. Alright, Metal Doritos, nice. So Lisa using burst. Kazuha grouping them. Mika burst, Mika skill. Razor skill. Razor burst, and they are done. Starting to use normal attacks. And they are basically snakes for the Razor. So we're finishing the first wave, second wave appear. So we need to recover energy with Lisa. So recovering energy please. Lisa using burst. Kazuha group them. Kazuha using burst. Mika skill, Mika's burst. Razor burst. And they are done. Let's finish them. And we're finishing in 95 seconds, nice. And as you know, the second half is really easy for Nahida's National, and we had enough time to beat Heralds. And that's how we got 3 stars on the first chamber. Second chamber, Dendro Chicken. And this chamber allowing us to use our dream team. And I'm not skipping this chance, I want to deal maximum damage. So I restarted Spyral Abyss, I picked Yellen, and for the second half we again will be using Nahida's National. With this team we beat first chamber for the 2 stars, and we arrived to the second chamber. Elemental burst damage is useless. So let's go. Starting with Yellen's skill, Yellen's burst, Yunjin's skill, Yunjin's burst, Mika's burst, Mika's skill, Razor's skill, Razor's burst, and now starting normal attack, 34k, 46k, last hit, nice, nice. We're dealing some massive damage to this chicken. And buffs run out, but damage is still okay. Right now we need to restore energy. Okay, last skill, and we're resetting. So we're resetting. Yunjin skill. Alright. Feeding particles to Yellen. Yellen's skill, Yellen's burst. Yunjin skill, Yunjin's burst. Mika skill, Mika's burst. And now going to Razor, Razor skill. Razor's burst. Starting normal attacks. Dendro Chicken almost down. Will this rotation be enough? And Dendro Chicken getting angry, and we are getting clapped. We need to reset, we need to reset. We need to reset fast. Please, please. Restoring energy. Yellen, pressing random buttons. Alright, Yunjin's burst. Razor skill. Can we finish? Can we finish? We don't have Razor's burst, and our attack is really slow, but we're finishing in 75 seconds. As you can see, the damage is here. And Electro Bird is really easy for Nahida's National. And we was able to beat it and even restore our energy. And that's how we've got 3 stars on the second chamber. third half Consecrated Beasts and the pain begins. First I tried to beat it with my dream team, but my Yelon is C0 and my artifacts doesn't have enough energy recharge, and I was wasting a lot of time feeding her particles. And I knew this will happen. I just wanted to give a try for this team. So I restarted and went for the team that I originally planned for this chamber, with Zhongli. But this doesn't work too. And the main problem, this team doesn't have enough elemental application to destroy energy stones, and this was really important. So I decided to use another team again, and I went with Nahida. Nahida is really good in destroying these stones, and she could deal really good off-field damage. So I beat all Spyral Abyss again, and this was big disappointment. This team was performing worse than Zhongli's one. Nahida was doing almost 0 damage because this Consecrated Beast has a lot of danger resistance. At this point I spent a lot of time redoing all Spyral Abyss and making retries, and I was thinking about giving up. We can't rely only on Razor's damage, we need strong sub DPS. And then I remembered, we have perfect candidate for this role. And this is Beidou. She is perfect sub DPS when you're fighting 2 enemies, and she has some defensive utility. You can reduce incoming damage with her burst, and she has a shield, very weak shield, but still this is a shield. So I switched Yunjin for Beidou and went for the Spyral Abyss again. And we was crushing every chamber on our way. First chamber, easy 3 stars. Second chamber, we beat Dendry Chicken with the same time like our dream team. And we arrived to Consecrated Beasts. And one bad thing happened. We beat them with a good time, we went to the second half, and I made some mistakes with my Kazuha's National. I accidentally beat Inquisitor with 1 second off. And this was a pain, because I needed to beat all Spyral Abyss again. So I don't know how many times I already done it, but we went for the Spyral Abyss, we crushed first 2 chambers, and we arrived to the Consecrated Beasts again. So let's see how this went. So let's go. Nahida starting with the fodder and putting us under the dome. Beidou using parry, Beidou using burst, Mika using skill, Mika using burst, going to Razor, using burst, using skill and starting normal attacks. And as long as they are staying together, we will deal a lot of damage with the Beidou. Alright, we're getting hit, but this doesn't matter. So we need to reset Nahida, Beidou, so Mika. Energy management is perfect and everyone has their burst, and they're almost done. We are almost finishing the first wave. So the green one deciding to summon the dam, and that's why we bring Nahida, and he's going down. And this is our opportunity to restore energy for the second wave. So we're restoring energy. Alright, we finished first wave. Second wave, and we are starting rotation. Nahida taking photo, Nahida summoning dome, Beidou parry, Beidou's burst, Mika skill, Mika's burst, going to Razor using burst, using skill. Nice. They're staying together. They are staying together, and this is perfect. And Razor doing some 20k normal attacks. Nice. So resetting, Nahida taking photo, Beidou parry, Beidou's burst, Mika skill, Mika's burst, Razor hold to restore energy, Razor's burst, and nice. Blue one deciding to summon the gem, but we don't need it, we already finished it. So we're going pretty fast, so let's finish last one. Okay, alright. We need to quick reset. She is running from us, we cannot deal damage while he is running. And the last hit, and we're finishing in 1 minute 47 seconds. This time on the second half we doesn't make any mistakes, and we managed to get 3 stars. And that's how I beat Spyral Abyss with Physical Razor and Mika. Conclusion. And what I want to say. Physical is dead. Don't try this. This was tough, hard and unpleasant. You can make it if you masochist, but I don't recommend it. 2 out of 5. Use it only in overworld. And I have some interesting Consecrated Beast bug in the end. Have you ever been staggered through your dodging iframes? I was. Have you ever been stuck on top of Consecrated Beast and ruined perfect run because of it? So, thank you for the watching, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.